Good day, everyone. This has been a very busy week, and I've been working on a lot of artwork, so I've been in the studio most of the week. I had every intention of trying to capture more of my daily sketching, as I started to do here on this sunny day out on the terrace. I often start my day out sketching. I'll grab a little journal or a sketchbook, and I'll head to the beach, or in this case, I was on the terrace, and I'll just sort of sketch what comes to me at the time. This day, I was sketching some little pumpkins and seashells, just to sort of start my day with a nice arty feeling, especially as I'm so busy this week. And because I am so busy this week in the studio, I thought I would share some of my art that I was working on this week for a big project I'm working on for what's called an NFT, which is a digital type of artwork, which I've done in the past, but I want to start adding animations and giving it more detail. So I figured I'd start out with just simple using good old-fashioned charcoal and watercolor and pen, just sketching for fun on the terrace. And then next I'll pop my sketches and things I've been working on for the larger piece, which hopefully will be an animated piece later in the week. And I'll put some lovely I'll put the view in the background so that if my discussion of the art is boring, at least it gives you something else to look at. So on the terrace, let's start with the sketch. So now the sketch for this NFT piece, which is a piece that is digital and it goes on the blockchain, and I want it to be animated, so I have to build on a lot of layers. So in this case, I started with a sketch. I had done a few sketches prior to this, but I finally settled on one of my favorite subjects is usually a single figure and some sort of animal. And in this case, I went with a lovely lady and her darling sweet pug. And then next I started to play with some watercolors. You can see here just in the face. And I actually made this into a little animated GIF that I shared on my blog previously because I want to start sharing the layers it takes for me to get to the work that I'm working on. And then here you can see the final piece in its oil stage. Well, technically it isn't the final piece, but it is one of the stages where I start adding digital oil just to kind of get the idea and the feel for how I want the picture to the composition to be and how I kind of want to play with colors. And although I did like the lady in this iteration, I really felt I wanted to play up the blues, and I felt I didn't quite like the way the hair was working out. So then you can see here I went ahead and added a headpiece, and then I really wanted to have a sort of triangle of the blues because the painting is mainly in warm tones. So I played up a blue eyes for the pug and the blue frock on the lady, and then the headpiece allowed me to add blue flowers, which sort of gives me that triangle of blue that I was going for. Now this piece is meant to be animated in its final iteration, so that will probably be finished next week, but I thought at least I would share with you right now the level to which I've added animation, and this means I've had to paint the butterflies 2 or 3 times just as I put it into Photoshop and my editing software to be able to get the little butterflies to flap, and then I added the other animated butterfly by using a green screen. So in the final iteration, I think I'll be sharing a wallpaper design, which I also worked on this week, which I guess I can pop that up now. But maybe I'll talk more about the wallpaper and how I did that in next week's vlog. But I just wanted to share this with you. And now I'll just quickly run the little bit of animation, which does have music. And then to finish out this week's vlog, I think I'll just share little snippets from my walk. All right, let's get to that. We're at very low tide now. We're still getting little frosts. You can see here on the newly cut grass. But they aren't as heavy as our very first frost last week. We usually don't get very cold weather until after Christmas. But today, down in this bit of our walk, and normally we come through here to our little boardwalk, but since the storm, the neighbors' pedal boards have fallen over, so those should probably be picked up at some point. But I just wanted to come up this way so you can see the beauty of the light on the frost that is on the freshly mown grass. And then do you see the line of geese? Oh. Now see, if I was If I wasn't filming and I was being quiet, you wouldn't have been able to see those. But because I was talking, they heard me and off they went. This has been that sort of week. Something goes wrong, it shall. And look at all the terns. Oops, now I've scared the terns. Again, usually on these morning walks, I'm only talking in my head, quietly to myself. And so the animals tend to respond that way. But you can see the tide is quite out. This is where we kayaked before. Again, just sharing little moments, little postcards of my week. The plovers are not happy with my talking. They're just probably quietly trying to get their morning fish when I rattled it with my speaking. Usually they just hear the squelch of my wellies in the receding tide line. But there you go, another bit of postcard. I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this week for this Sunday's vlog, but I would like it to be a series of postcards of my week, and as I'm mainly sticking at home, it will probably just be postcards of my view and little snippets of what I'm up to here, which could be quite boring. But alas, such is my life, and if I want to document it, that is what it is. But I think there's an adventure in quiet. I think the stillness has vast worlds in it, and sometimes if we sit quietly and watch the sun move across the sky, or the tide slowly rise or recede, or an insect walk across a bit of twig, that there are vast worlds in those moments. So maybe somehow in my odd little quiet videos you'll see a section of those vast worlds in the stillness. One could hope, anyway. Well, thank you for joining me today for this quiet vlog, and I hope you enjoyed my artwork, and I may be sharing more smaller bits of my quiet this week. We shall see. But thank you again for coming here and spending a moment with me. And until next time, remember, stay creative. Cheers.